This is Bliss Oasis. Change your thinking,
So
change
my
your
stray
life.
mom left Hungary. She graduated, stayed a while, but then went home because she has her own passions to follow. And with that, I was sad. I'm like normal sad. So I could be sad and still look at you and smile.
Mm.
But she left and we still communicate, we still talk, we still have relevant topics to discuss.
Mm.
And we'll actually learn about it further in the interview, I guess.
Mm.
But she's been a great support for me. Her and Monkey, my favorite people, and Wifey, and Emoot. Oh gosh, okay. This is a shout out to everyone.
Welcome again to Bliss Oasis Africa, where we go out there looking for ordinary people. Normally we've been going out there looking for ordinary Kenyans to tell us about their extraordinary story. We have an adopted Kenyan with us today, although she's actually from South Africa, but she tells us that she has a stray mom in Kenya, and she'll tell us what stray mom is all about. With us, we have Mo. I usually simply call her Mo because her name is quite a language. In fact, her name is a tribe. And she's going to introduce us and, and give us her full name. Mo is a writer. She's a poet. She's already published one ebook, which we are going to discuss about, although we had discussed earlier in our earlier audio podcast, but she'll tell us more about it. She's a student in Hungary, and she's been there for quite some time. She tells me she's winding up and she'll be through next year. So join me in welcoming Mo, simply Mo. Mo, welcome to Bliss Oasis Africa. And I like your South African dance. So welcome to
That is
Bliss.
one of the things. Guys, please, I can't dance.
Whatever.
South Africa. Sorry, I can't dance.
All right, whatever it is. So welcome to Bliss Oasis Africa. And I've decided to call you just as Mo, but you'll tell us more about your full name and a bit of your background. Karibu sana, Mo.
Hi everyone. My name is Margueritte MO. Yes,
I warned you
all of
guys.
you.
Can you tell us your name again?
Margueritte MO.
All right, Mo. Welcome.
But if you know you struggle, just say Mo.
Oh, yes.
Well, as Patrick has already mentioned, I'm from South Africa, Johannesburg. Ekurhuleni gang gang, Kwabok steak, everybody. And I just want to make one thing clear. I am not Zulu, one, and I'm not Xhosa, two. Kebupedi. So I am very So everybody that meets a fellow international South African, we have many other tribes besides Zulu and Xhosa. So,
So you are not a
yeah.
Zulu?
No.
You are
I'm
not a
not.
Xhosa?
No.
You don't
I'm
click?
not Xhosa. I don't click, guys. No.
So tell us properly, what's your tribe name?
My tribe name is Bapedi,
Bapedi.
which yeah, Bapedi, like a pedicure, pedicure, so it's like pedi.
All right.
And we are quite similar. My tribe is quite similar to the Basotho or Botswana,
Okay.
other tribes that are within South Africa. Because guys, we have 11 official languages. That means that's technically 11 official tribes, but there's obviously much more than that. Everybody has a subgroup.
Mm.
And please, let's remember, there's not only Zulus in South Africa. Please.
All right.
But then besides that, I'm from South Africa, but I'm currently studying in Hungary. Those who know me, they know that I'm in Hungary. Those who don't know me or know me, but they don't know where I am, yeah, guys, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay, don't worry. And I'll be graduating soon, hopefully, if I get my life together and then properly intact, actually. And that's just the basics about Mo, just Mo.
More, simply more. So what are you doing in South Africa, or rather in Hungary?
I'm a student. I'm actually going to complete my BA in tourism and catering. And I've been at it for 3 beautiful years of assignments
Mm,
and lectures. So it's just been a very eye-opening experience, especially as an international student in a completely different world from what you're used to. Like at
mm.
home, you can be used to, you turn around the corner, you can quickly say, hey, poa sana. Here, no, English, English 94.7, 365.
Yeah.
It's just English.
Mm,
And you don't really get that aspect of, oh, let me talk to someone in similar language or
yeah,
lingo like
yeah.
me.
Mm,
And yes, we have our groups, yeah, but then still you mostly speaking English because you meet international people.
mm,
I don't know Kiswahili, so I could
mm.
meet a Kenyan. I would still speak English.
Kiswahili.
Yeah, so unfortunately, it's the reality, but it's quite fun. We meet new people, we create lasting
Mm,
relationships, just like
mm.
me and my stray mom, because yes, I'm adopted more than twice. I've been adopted so many times. Um,
So you were adopted by your stray mom. Tell us about that. She's no longer with you in Hungary, is she?
yeah, so my stray mom left Hungary. She graduated, stayed a while, but then went home because she has her own passions to follow. And with that, I was sad. I'm like normal sad. So I could be sad and still look at you and smile.
Mm,
But she left and we still communicate, we still talk, we still have relevant topics to discuss.
mm,
And we'll actually learn about it further in the interview, I guess.
mm.
But she's been a great support for me. Her and Monkey, my favorite people, and Wifey and Emote. Oh gosh, okay. This is a shout out to everyone.
So, so how did it come about that you got adopted? Did you look for a mom, or she was looking for a daughter, and then you found each other? Or what exactly happened, and when did it happen? And who is she,
Uh,
if you may tell us?
okay, so my stray mom is actually Winfred Yokabi. I hope I said it right. Let
Yeah,
me try my
she's one of the
accent.
ladies we interviewed
Winfred,
here.
yes, Winfred Yokabi. I hope I
Yokabi.
said my accent right.
That's how you say it.
Yeah,
Mm,
and but I call her stray mama Wins. Usually I
mm,
call her Wins.
mm,
And how we met is one, my memory is not that clear of how we met, but I just remember food. Because she fed me and then she was like, okay, I'm a doctor because you're so skinny. You need to eat. I was like, okay. And that's it. It was food. Food brings people together. I wish to like share food, guys. You could get adopted just because of food. But hey, be careful, eh? Don't be eating everything in this.
What do you mean she fed you? Weren't you eating before you found her, before you met?
I was eating, but because she's always cooking a lot and she always invites people. We used to live in a
Mm,
dorm. She would always invite people like to come eat,
mm,
and we actually got to live together in the same room.
mm,
And while she cooked, and she was like, I barely actually hang out with people.
mm,
I guess I'm introverted, but when I'm around people, I'm quite loud. So she was like, "Come on and join us." Well, she dragged me.
mm, mm,
I didn't have a choice.
mm.
And it was just put everywhere. She's like, you need to eat because you need to gain weight. I was like, I'm fine. Her effort has been well worked. I'm still skinny,
So
but
did you actually gain weight?
no, I didn't. So now the question was, where was all the food going?
That is a
Like,
question. That's a question. So tell us, in South Africa, before you went to Hungary, where you came to tourism and catering.
Yes.
So what are you doing before that? And how did you decide that you need to study tourism and catering?
How it came to me is a funny story. So I actually did science in high school. Yeah, I loved it. I really loved life science. And when I
Kenyan
went to
coffee.
varsity,
Kenyan coffee.
Best. Everybody try Kenyan coffee. It's best.
All right.
So I went to Varsity University of Pretoria, amazing university. I would suggest anyone who wants to go to Varsity to go there if they can. And the course that I actually wanted to do within the stream of biology, I couldn't get into it because of my credits. And I was so sad. I was like, okay, I had two options: to be a teacher or to just like do tourism. I was like, well, let's see what tourism looks like. I'll worm my way somehow into what I like. And 6 months later, I was late for a class, saw the application, and this girl was like on a flight to Hungary doing tourism still. But in the University of Pretoria, I did sign up for heritage and cultural tourism. Yes.
So are you on sponsorship to Hungary to do what you're doing?
Yes, I am. I am on sponsorship. Sorry about that. Yeah, through Stipendium Hungaricum and also the South African government. So the application process is mostly between the SA government and Stipendium at once.
Okay. So landing in Hungary 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago, and straight from South Africa. How was it like? Was there any culture shock you experienced? Or was it just smooth? Or how was it like?
The person, I didn't expect anything huge or big. It didn't matter. For me, what mattered was like, okay, I'm going to get an education. Whatever comes, comes. But culture shock for me was, I don't know. This is going to be so weird. But then seeing young kids, or like not really young kids, let me say, hearing people say, oh, I'm going to hang out with, let's say, my significant other, a person my age, saying I'm hanging out with my boyfriend or girlfriend at my parents' house or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, hey, my mother would teach me. Me, no, taboo. That is taboo. Don't do that here.
They say it's an African.
Hey, no. But I was like, it's not my business. It's okay. It's what they do here. It's fine. But another big thing was they don't pack your groceries in the plastic. I was like, why though? Like, I missed that. Like the cashiers, they packed my grocery in the plastic. But here, no.
What happens?
With your own.
You go with your own bag.
Well, you can, and then you have to do the whole thing.
So you have to like go with your own bag.
No, you can get the bag in the store. You just have to.
Oh, the bag is there, but you pack it yourself. There's nobody at the end of the queue who put it for you.
It is you at the end of the queue.
So here we are used, in fact, in Kenya, in Nairobi, or even in Kenya in general, when you do your shopping, there's a guy at the end of the ramp who puts everything together for you. It's nothing like that over there.
No, you are the one. You are the chosen one.
All right, chosen one. So how was your reaction at first?
I was shocked. I was like, because it's like simultaneous. One, you trying to get used to like the currency, so you're kind of struggling, and then you're realizing you have all the stuff to pack by yourself. And you're like, why?
That's interesting.
Oh gosh, wow.
All right. So, but you got used to it eventually.
Yeah, I had to get used to it quick.
Yeah, so quick.
A lot.
So quick.
But it was quite cool. You learn a lot of things here. mostly self-paid machines. So there is no one there at the desk.
Mm.
Instead, you just go to the machine, you scan, you pack, you leave. I think I appreciate that
It's
a lot.
more or
And
less automatic.
yeah, so there isn't so much a great dependence on intensive labor,
Mm.
but it is there still,
Okay.
and it's quite.
All right. So basically you are a student, but
Yes.
you cannot be reading 24 hours. You have to have other activities. And when your stray
Yeah.
mom was there, maybe you used to spend some time with her. But now, are
Yes.
you all alone, or what happens? How do you spend your time when you are not studying, for example?
So I read, but not academic books. I read fiction books, and
Mm,
I love them so much, to the core.
mm,
And I hang out with some people, like where I live. I have my friend Elena.
mm.
I call her Coraline. Don't ask.
Wow,
And I
I'm
have
sure they'll be
him,
watching this.
who's also from Kenya.
Mm,
And yeah, I don't really hang out much. I
mm.
actually prefer to stay indoors.
So, okay,
And
yes,
yeah,
yeah.
so
What kind of reading are you doing? What fiction are you reading? Or have you been reading?
oh my gosh. You see those ones on Netflix, they show dragons flying. Pew pew! Only see fire, superpower. That is me.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I really love like fantasy,
Uh,
sci-fi,
mm,
something that just pulls your imagination to go
mm,
beyond the natural world. That's what I
mm.
love reading
Can
so
you
much.
mention a book or two?
I could mention more.
Ha, ha, ha.
But for one, the ones that I just finished are by Cassandra Clare,
Wow. Mm,
No Hunters.
mm,
Everybody will say, "Oh, it's on Netflix. Don't read the book." Hey,
mm.
read the book. Stop it. Must read the book. Because I was reading The Dark Artifices, and the one on Netflix is called Mortal Instruments. This is not wait. This is not a piece of like an ad. Guys,
Mm,
this is real. Those books are nice.
mm.
So it's The Dark Artifices by Cassandra Clare. It's three
It's
books.
about what?
It's basically about, oh wow, this is gonna be insane.
Can't
So
describe it. You want us to read it.
because of the age, man. So Shadowhunters is about a world where we see that demons and um, people with angelic powers exist,
Mm,
right? So they try and protect the human world
mm.
from demonic world with
Wow.
angels and all that. No wings,
Do you
maybe,
sleep?
but
Do you sleep after reading that?
yes, like a baby. Better than a baby.
Better than a baby.
Ah,
So it soothes you when you read that kind of fantasy.
it must titillate you. You must be excited.
Do
Your
you
heart
read?
must palpitate.
Do you read horror?
No. Okay, maybe. I used to really like this book series called Goosebumps. I'm not sure if
Uh,
it's a horror or not,
uh,
but I
uh,
consider it horror. But I like
right,
anything
horror.
that is scary, I can handle in a book. But
Mm,
zombies, don't count me. I don't read zombies. I don't
mm,
watch zombies. If it eats humans, keep me out
mm.
because I'm like,
There was this woman who went to the police station at the reception, and she was reading a book and she was trembling. And then the cop goes there and asks her, why are you shaking? Why are you trembling? And even when she was asked that, she kind of got shocked. Eh? Then she said, wow, I'm reading this horror book and I came here for protection. Just in case,
oh my,
just in case whatever she's reading jumps out of the book.
like this is why I highly suggest people to just read because
Uh,
it's like you go into the book.
yeah,
You get so
you get
captivated.
lost into
I
the book.
cried. literally cried. Like for example, the Cassandra Clare book, The Dark Artifices. When I was reading it, the first one, I was crying. I was like, it can't be. Yeah, because the character died. And I was like, no, this cannot be happening. And in the second book, I accidentally, which is a crime that I'll never commit ever again, I accidentally read the last page. I was so sad for a week. I was like, God, how will I read this book? So much guilt in me. But I read it and I still cried because the character was dead. And it's one of the sisters, actually a twin sister, of like the elder brother Julian. Julian Blackthorne. Oh, guys, no. So I was crying, and my friend Coraline was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "She's died, like, killed, and nobody can save her, and it's so misunderstood." Oh.
You know, there's this idea of telling yourself it's only a story anyway, or it's only a movie anyway. But then it removes the feel, the emotion, and that's what you need. That's why the book is written anyway.
Yeah,
it's written for you to feel it and enjoy it.
And they make you feel it. There are so many moments where like this person is so stupid. Like, put me in the book. I will know them.
So you read, you just said that, you just told us that you read a lot of fiction. I have not heard, do you read poetry?
Actually, not so much. I used to go on Instagram. There's just so many things. Wow. I used to go on Instagram to download short like poetry or just Google some random words or sentences that I know they'll show up the whole poetry section, like Atticus or other poetry books that I actually follow on Instagram. But then I don't read that much poetry, but I love quotes. So I think quotes are actually like a subdivision of poetry just because they're short. Other than that, sorry. This girl loves her 600 pages.
600 pages. I'm asking that because I know you write poetry. And in fact, since you like reading fiction, particularly that kind of fiction, maybe you should be writing fiction. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. That's one of the stuff that are like hidden in my computer, and I have no idea when I will ever show them. But yeah, I have like 2 or 3 characters that I was like, that are in my mind every day. Like, okay, this could happen. Yesterday, as I was sleeping, another character came in my mind. I was like,
wow.
Hey, hello, I need to come to life, or else I'll drive you insane.
Yes.
Like,
or they drive you. Or they drive you insane. Because they want to come out of they want to be expressed.
Yeah, they do. Honestly, I will not lie. Now I feel how other writers feel when they actually portray their work so much. And we come and read and we're like, oh my gosh, this is intense. Like, wow.
Wow. So have you developed them, or are they just in your mind?
Some of them are already developed, actually. They're already there. It's just there's one that's at the back of a book that I have. Just at the back. I just wrote it so I remember. So every time I see
which book? Behind which book?
Just a random notebook that I have, actually.
And what does that note? So you wrote about the character at the back of the book.
Yes.
So that you don't forget about him or her.
Yes, I cannot.
And
she's always there.
How about the other one?
Yeah. The other one is in my computer, and I can't forget her because she is actually kind of a representation of me. But I can't say who she is because they're all she's.
You have to start from where you know.
Yeah. But then.
So when you plan to start working on them? actually putting something down?
I think the real answer to that question should be, when will I actually continue their life or
So you're
give
actually,
them the soul they deserve?
yeah.
Because I'm giving them the body. You know, in the Bible, when God created Adam and he was like, okay, I made you from sand, now let's chill. But no, man, you're missing something. Yeah, you need some breath. Let me just breathe into you and then you come to life. So that's how I feel about my characters. They're the body.
So
They need
so the bread is missing.
yeah, so they really need the breath, but
So
they're honestly
yeah.
they're everywhere.
So we can say, currently we can say they are breathless.
Yeah, you know, they're breathless.
You better give them life, man. Give them life.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. You know, in South Africa, currently they say "kubi, kubi, bird."
What does that mean?
Maybe it means it's bad.
It's bad.
It is bad.
It's bad, yeah.
So like chilling there, they're like, and then this girl, you're sitting there waiting.
Yeah. And they get impatient. Sometimes they get impatient, and you know, they could get impatient and leave you. I mean, and leave. It's possible.
That is
because okay, so even when they're in your mind, now the lecturer is talking.
It's okay.
When they're in your mind, they're crying for attention.
Yeah.
They are crying for development. You talked about developing them. And you don't have to do a lot. You wrote that character at the back of a notebook.
Yeah.
And you call it a random notebook.
Yeah, it's even written random.
Yeah, if it's random notebook and it still got some empty pages, move that character to one of those empty pages. And every day you can spend 10 minutes. You don't have to think hard, just 10 minutes and kind of meditate, and any idea that crops up about that character, you put it down. It doesn't have this. And you know, since it is yours naturally, it will just flow.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that's actually
yeah. Eventually, if you can get another notebook and just do that for like 3 months, you're going to have a lot of material.
Wow.
Even if it's even if it's 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that when you have done, when you decide to do 5 minutes, on your 5th minute, you will not stop. It will continue to half an hour. But do some
addiction as a reader.
Yeah, but do
like one more chapter.
Yeah, but do one thing every day, one short thing about it. Anyway, that was the idea.
That's so true, and I'll be sure to like implement it. Even though the notebook, the random notebook that I wrote in, has a like it's called. Oh gosh. Okay, so the random notebook inside it has stuff written actually that I've not sent you. And one of them is called Letters to My Phantom Lover.
Wow.
And I would like write a diary entry of, it's not real. I had to, when I read it to my friend Coraline.
It's phantom.
Yeah. I could give you, even read you.
That can be fantastic. So, but is it complete? Is it? Letters to My Phantom Lover. Is it incomplete?
So
it's not complete, is it?
It's not complete because I wanted to be a diary entry. So what I did, like I was writing almost every day, about just a random situation of like meeting someone and trying to describe a person's emotions when they meet someone. But I have to stress that none of anything that is written to the Phantom Lover are real. Guys, they're not real.
They're not real.
Because when I read, they're not real.
Oh,
so
because
when I read it to my friend,
because the Phantom Lover doesn't exist.
Yes.
And how do we know How do you know it doesn't exist? Maybe it does.
That is true, actually. How do we know?
How do
I
you know?
want to know. I
You
would
want
like to
to-
know where the phantom lover is, but it's not real, honestly. Unless you've met me, you would know, like, it's not real. Because I read
Yeah,
it to my friend, and she was
yeah,
like, "So, who is this new person?" I was like,
yeah.
"Don't worry, it's not real. It's not real."
So, as we are saying, we don't know whether this phantom lava exists, but
Yeah.
they could be real. they could
I
they,
wish.
they could be real. So, I was asking about poetry. I mentioned poetry
Yes.
because sometime last year you published an ebook of your collection.
Yeah.
And are you still doing poetry, or you are now doing those, developing those characters for fiction?
I'm still kind of doing poetry, but to be honest with everyone out there, those that have seen that I haven't actually been posting, especially on WhatsApp or been much online, is that I actually had stopped writing. So after releasing the writings on the wall, I just like felt so exposed, like so out there, like everybody's gonna read this. Okay. I went back critiquing each and every single thing, like, okay, this could have been structured like this could have been changed. And I was just so judgmental with everything. And I took a step back and I didn't feel as confident as I thought, like, hey, I have a book out and people are like, congratulations. I was there like, oh, what is this? Is this real? No. So it was like quite scary. And I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. The people write better than this. And the problem with that is I was becoming so absorbed in the sense of, oh, this is out, but then what now? It's you don't really you seem to like detached. So
Mhm.
I felt like now so detached. And I remember somebody asking me, like, why aren't you promoting your book? And I had to tell them, like, I feel detached. I feel like it's not mine anymore. It now
Mm,
belongs out there. It's
mm,
not mine. And I
mm,
don't know what to do anymore.
mm, mm,
And they're like, no, you should promote. You can't not love what you do. And I'm
mm.
like,
And I agree with them because when you are writing, writing that collection,
yeah,
obviously part of whatever you are writing was about your own experiences.
yes,
But these
yes,
experiences are universal. So it's not like
yeah,
everything is about you. And I think those who spoke the way they did and made you feel exposed are people who already know you
yeah,
because
totally.
they had to come back to you. You get it? I mean,
Yeah,
they were able to come back to you and tell you this is you. And because as a writer, we are always writing about ourselves.
yeah,
We write from our own
yeah, that's
experiences. We may not necessarily write about things that happen to us, but things we
yeah,
have seen happening to, in the society. So the book
yeah.
may have one or two or three or four or five or six poems about you, but the rest are not about you.
And it
So
was so funny because the real feedback was like, for example, my mom or my brother, they would text back and be like, actually, here you were writing about me. Explain yourself. I was
wow.
like, you would be so surprised, wouldn't you? And I've had friends that would tell me that, oh my gosh, when I read your thing, I felt like so like intensely emotional. It felt like this is me.
Mm,
It's explaining how I feel, how I
mm,
am. And I was
mm,
like, that's exactly what I wanted from the book. For people not to see me or
mm,
Mo, but
mm.
to see them as if it's their handwriting, as if it's
Yes, yeah,
their life being shown that
yeah,
they are writing, not
yeah.
me. So
Ah.
that's what I wanted to do.
So are you unhappy? Are you uncomfortable about that book? I mean, would you want to promote it again, or you are actually totally detached from it?
I'm not totally detached. I have
Aha.
recovered. I'm here
Oh,
to
you
tell
have.
everybody I am recovered. Abi, I am
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
But
So what? Yeah. What we are going to do? we are going to put your email address at the description space in this video, so that anybody who is interested to get your book, Writing on the Wall, that's the title, Writings on the Wall, can get in touch with you and find out.
And I think we should try something, Patrick. I don't know if you'll agree, but I think we should try something and actually have a period for people to just get it for free, and it's fine. But
yes, so you can say that anybody writing to you, you'll send them a copy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it's good.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have of course, you're on Facebook.
Yes, I am on Facebook.
Yeah, so we'll put your Facebook link, so that those listening and they may want to get a copy, they'll just inbox you and you can send them a copy.
Absolutely.
That's a deal.
And in case anybody's asking if there's a next book, wait and see.
Wait and see. This time you write. You write. Yeah.
With stories.
So what's okay? You just talked about those characters you are creating. Are those what you're going to write next, or you're already working on something?
I'm hoping, actually what's in my mind is I'm hoping to create something similar to Writings on the Wall, but it should have like some short stories and poetry put together, so that people have something more to connect to and something more to feel like they themselves wrote it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far in the future?
Hey, being 12 years old for so long, the future.
Yeah, we forgot to tell our viewers that you are actually 12 years old, and you've been 12 years old for a long time.
Yo, hey, I think I'm closing in on so many years being 12 years old. I'll be 12 years old forever. Young.
Yes.
Like, there's no games here.
So when are we getting the book? When are we getting whatever you're working on? The next Writing on the Wall, which will include some fiction.
We will see.
A year from now. A year from now.
I can't make promises though.
No, you don't have to give a promise, but you can promise yourself. You may have a plan.
I can say this. I will try my level best to actually share more of what I've been working on, or whatever is running in my system, because I won't lie to everyone and be like, there's nothing running in my system. There's a lot of things that will give me diarrhea if I don't write things down.
So long as it's verbal, so long as the diarrhea is verbal or is literal, it's written, it's okay. So long as it's a written word, it's okay. We don't mind diarrhea.
But I just don't like diarrhea. But I want to try and make sure that I share my words with people, because it's something that I'm not really used to, and it feels really outside the comfort zone, sharing what goes on in my mind, what goes on with what I see. And that's what I want to try once I come back to WhatsApp's 24-hour status post. Don't.
So I'm talking about this. I'm curious about your writing, because you and I and some other friends belong to sebuleniafrica.com. And it's all exciting for you and for everybody else who is a member, because this is a platform where we bring together African writers, budding writers. Some of them are actually experienced writers, where they share their writings, because many people don't have a platform to share their writings. And I think your poetry was first published in Sebuleni. And we need more. I like this fiction you're talking about. We need some of that in Sebuleni so that people can read about them.
Okay. I'll negotiate with the characters if they are ready.
Yeah, they should be ready. And I think writing short stories, which is, I think, one of your interests, because in Sebuleni we don't publish long stories. You can start bringing
Yeah.
some of those.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and briefly tell us about your experience in Sebuleni and invite others who may want to join Sebuleni.
Okay. So everyone, Sebuleni is the bomb. You can get it in Africa. Like, do you still have to ask?
Yeah.
No, you don't. So I would highly suggest everyone to join Sebuleni Africa. Because even though when you walk in, you'll feel like, oh my gosh, there's so many Kenyans. Don't worry, relax. It's Africa for a reason. There's many of us like from different countries, South Africa, Ghana, if I'm correct, Nigeria.
Nigeria, yeah.
Um, there's
And
so many
diaspora.
countries. Exactly.
Mm.
And when you join Sebuleni, you're not joining an environment where they're just like, okay, write about this, and then submit to Google. No. It's like you write at your own pace. Yes, we would really like it if you submit regularly, but mostly we want people to feel appreciated for what they do and to understand that it is your work and your work will get recognized and you get the credit. It's not like, no, everything belongs to Sebuleni. No, Sebuleni is a family.
Yeah.
Sebuleni is a place where you can be you. We have so many discussions with Sebuleni. How many groups? No, guys. So many groups. No. But
Yeah.
in all these, there's something to learn.
Mm.
Always. Always.
Yeah, and we learn each other because somebody writing from West Africa, somebody writing from Tanzania, you can learn about their cultures, about how they view things, and creativity all over the continent. So welcome, join Sebuleni, because there also you will learn the trade if you are learning how to write. And if you know how to write, then we will enjoy your stories. So I think when you left South Africa and you landed in Hungary, where you are, and you're living next year, I don't think COVID had hit. So you may not be able to compare like how it was before, or rather before you left, how you left home. You may not be able to compare because COVID came and changed everything. How have you been affected?
In Hungary, as an individual, it's mostly, let me be honest, for the fact that I don't really go outside that much, I cannot say I've been heavily affected because I don't travel. I'm always indoors. The only way I travel is through the books I read or my imagination.
Ah,
But the biggest impact it has had is in my education because we had to shift from in-person interaction to online interaction. So
ah,
that's the biggest impact that COVID has had on
mm,
me. And the restrictions of shopping times, for example, the elderly would
mm,
shop earlier and
mm.
then everybody else can shop later
Later
in the
on.
day.
Mm,
Yeah, so that's the biggest impact I can say that me.
mm,
Some other people were very badly affected. Me, no. I don't go
not so
outside that
much.
much.
So you do your
Yeah.
studies online throughout all of them?
Mm, yes, I did all my studies online.
Okay. You also to do
They
some.
tried to do dual education, but
Mm,
with I think it was second or third wave, they
mm,
had to go back to online.
mm. So you also used to do some social work with some schools or youth. Was that affected also?
Not really social work, but I did volunteer as a teacher over the summer.
Mm,
Last year, and I'll do it again actually this year again.
mm,
And I can't say it really impacts us a lot, but then we have to take proper precautions because it's
mm,
going to a camp and interacting with all these young kids and even
mm,
us as adults. I'm not an adult, I'm 20, but okay. And we do take the precautions. We had to get our lung test and 2 weeks before we go, just to make sure.
Okay.
And when we're there, we clean, we sanitize, we do the best we can to make sure everybody is okay. And
Okay.
even the people that are coming, wear your mask, make sure you prove the tests, and that's the best we can do at the moment.
Yeah.
But with the vaccinations that have happened, that has also made things a little bit easier.
You have been vaccinated yourself?
Hey, let me tell the public, yes, and yes, like all those that I told I won't get vaccinated. Sorry, I that boat has skipped me. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not. It's important to get vaccinated. And but
All right, that's good if you've been vaccinated. And you told me it's about 6 months to go, or rather, sometime next year you're winding up and you're completing your education. What happens when you go back to South Africa? Are you going to like absorb in the job market, or you're going to look for a job? And then there's this situation, the COVID, if we continue talking about COVID, South Africa is one of the most hit countries on the continent. You have been vaccinated, but what are your feelings about that?
to be honest, I don't want to like push and tell anything weird about this whole situation. But I'm one of those people, if they do exist, that I do not read anything about coronavirus. Whatever I know, I actually hear from my friends.
Whatever you, sorry?
But
Can you?
whatever I know about corona, I
Mm,
actually hear from my friends or close circle.
mm,
And because of that knowing, I have heard before, because somebody raised an alarm to me when they were asking me, like, how's your family? Are they okay? And
mm,
I was shocked
mm,
because I'm like, when I talk to my mom, she doesn't mention these things.
mm.
She's like, no, I'm okay. I take care of myself. It's
Yeah.
fine. She was
Mm,
fine. So I can't say I know a lot about it, and I don't really enjoy reading about Corona, as I've seen how much it has impacted people to be so stressful
mm.
or so stressed per se about the condition.
Yeah.
But about my graduation, I am planning to continue my master's. So we are not sure if Kaniti, which means really I will go home. We don't know.
Mm,
We really don't know.
mm,
But even if I am home, I would still be doing stuff that
mm,
make me happy, like working maybe.
mm,
Even
mm,
if it's volunteer work, that's fine.
mm,
And other than that, I just know one thing: I'll be doing my master's, um, probably somewhere else. Maybe I'll still be here. We don't know yet.
okay.
We'll see.
Beautiful. And if you have to maybe go back home, I'm sure you'll pass through Kenya and see Winnie, your stray mom, and maybe have some ugali with her.
I miss Ugali. Ha! No. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
No, no. Ah, no, I miss Ugali.
you
I
do.
need Ugali.
So you have to pass
Ah,
by. You have to pass by, and Winnie will make some for you.
yes, she'll make some ugali and spinach, real spinach,
Real
mind you,
spinach.
real spinach.
Do we have with smell? Do we have fake spinach?
Yes, this one they call baby spinach. For salad. Let me see.
Okay. Yeah. So any final word, and maybe to your stray mom, maybe people at home, or anybody watching you, maybe you have your fans. I'm sure you'll be telling them to switch on and watch your interview.
Oh, fans. Okay. If I have fans, please make yourself known. I want to know that I also have fans. But number one, I really like to mention one thing for somebody I know.
Mm.
Please vote for Precious Miss South Africa 2021. Okay, thank you. And uh, another thing that I want to mention is I appreciate everybody in my circle. So one thing about me, I don't talk a lot, but everybody that knows me just know that I appreciate you,
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't talk that much. Family, friends. Don't know about F4 because I don't know. I only know 4 from Lesotho. And another great thing is I would tell people is always go after what you actually want and what you're passionate about, and be careful of who you keep in your circle. I cannot stress this enough. I
Good.
went through a number of things in the past 6 months of my life, and I only came out because of God, yes, and also the circle that I'm surrounded with. So always, always watch your circle. Be careful of what you absorb out there, or what you give out,
Okay.
especially because if you can't take care of your inner you, this inner you will expose you.
It will.
God said it.
It
God said it. Oh,
your inner you will expose you and write everything on the wall.
yes, you it's so important to take care of inner you. Even like the Bible says, it is not what you eat that defiles you, but it is
Sure.
what comes out.
What comes out of you.
So be
Yes,
careful of what.
and the environment you expose yourself to.
Exactly.
So, thank you very much, Mo. I don't want to try saying the whole name. I'll just say Mo. And it was exciting to have you once more to Bliss, to Bliss Oasis Africa. And I want to wish you all the best in your remaining months in your course and in your stay there. If you stay there for masters, I wish you all the best. And if you're going to come back to Africa, pass through Nairobi.
You don't know. Maybe I'll come live there. You don't know.
Yeah, why not? Welcome, welcome. We can adopt you completely, so that you can you can keep enjoying the spinach and a lot of other stuff.
Oh, amazing. So heartwarming. So heartwarming.
Yeah, so thank you very much. And let's meet at sebuleneafrica.com. And when you come eventually this way, we will adopt you. We'll look for a place where you can stay, and you stay
official.
near your mom.
It's official. Fellow South Africans, I'm gone.
So all the best, and have a great time, and we shall be talking soon. Thank you very much for appearing to Bliss Oasis Africa.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for being with us until the end. Bliss Oasis Africa offers the following services: counseling and life coaching, mentorship in creative writing, publishing and consultancy, website development and digital marketing. Please visit us at our website www.blissoasis.co.ke for more information. You can also call or send us a WhatsApp message on 0722 563 544. Thank you.